And now, Bob Johnson, who's taken over as president of our United Methodist Men, wants to come and share with you a little bit about our Growing Lives for the Future capital campaign. Bob? Thank you, sir.
Good morning. Can you hear me in the back? Several years ago, I went on a Holy Land trip with my family, with some of you, other people of the church. We took it to fulfill a promise to my daughter who had cancer. And I said, when you get well, I'll take you anywhere in the world. And so her heart going into her cancer treatment was to go to Africa, but she was attending church here. And during the treatment, she changed her mind. And she said, Dad, let's go on the Holy Land trip. And what a blessing that was for all of you who went, and to us. And there were a lot of memorable things. One particular was by the Sea of Galilee, a little village, sort of in ruins at the time. Jesus had been crucified, and he was coming to visit with some of his disciples, actually cooked them breakfast. And so it was the conversation with Peter that meant so much to me. Peter, who had denied Christ 3 times before he was crucified. Christ asked Peter 3 times, do you love me? Can you imagine? And of course, Peter said yes each time. And Christ, after each time he said yes, said, feed my sheep. We are the church, the people of the church, but we have a physical building. And part of our discipleship is to feed the various flocks. And we have a lot of flocks. We are a flock. We come here to worship, to be married, to study the Word, to grow our faith, to have fellowship, to break bread together like we do at the dinners. A whole host of activities that we have. And so having a place, an anchor for us to practice our faith is important. We can even be buried here. Full life cycle church support, right? We also have our community as part of our flock too. So we minister to them. We make room for the Boy Scouts, for instance, and we have dinner theater that we open up to the broad community. We have we make meals that we send around the world. So that's another flock. So we have many flocks locally and around the world, and ourselves as members of this church. So just like Jesus asked Peter, Christ asks us, do we love him? And I think our answer is yes. And the way that we respond, in part, is by keeping this physical plant up and sustained and something we can be proud of. Hence, the capital campaign. So this is going to be mailed out this week. You're going to get this in the mail, and prayerfully give that consideration. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's thank Bob for his leadership and for his sharing of his story today.